to This Is the Day.
I like your pause.
Yeah, I like to give them a minute to see who's here, then throw out a welcome.
And then to This Is the Day.
And then, pause, welcome, pause, to This Is the Day.
You have a flair for the dramatic.
That must be what it is. I haven't really identified why I did that before.
I got to tell you, I've had a lot of favorite moments of the Christmas special we did last.
Man,
I know
me
it's ancient history now. I know.
I know, it was like a
lot of favorite moments, but the Silent Night, Luke 2, Silent Night moment. Like, the first 3 times I watched it, I cried all 3 times.
Yeah.
And anyway, I mean, so you take all the dramatic pauses you want, because I'm in.
I love the dramatic pauses. I am Johanna Beachy.
Wow. I don't even. I'm Bo Chansey. I'm just gonna rush through so you can have more dramatic pauses.
Lots of time for pauses. I had to learn that because I like to talk and I tend to just like it can just all come rushing out. Ask my family. Sometimes I get talking so fast. And I feel like I had to learn the slow down, pause. You know who I think I learned it from? Donnie Brown.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he had in his speaking style, it was like he'd be like waiting for the next word he was gonna say. Yeah.
My son Ace says that's the key to rapping. Long pauses, not dramatic, just long pauses.
Well, Ace would know, right?
Oh yeah, he's making some coin.
As a rising rap star.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. See, even in your dramatic pause, you said I.
Yeah.
am Johanna Beachy. See, I would have gone, I am Bo Chansey. See, I would have put it in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
I have so much to learn.
Okay, how does the Princess Bride guy say it? I am in, what's his name?
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking,
I
you know who I mean.
But he says it fast, there's no pause there. But he pauses after he says his name.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Inigo Montoya?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I am Inigo Montoya. Pause. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's it, right? That's the line.
Please don't ever say those
Bride.
words again. It's really scary. I believe them when you say them.
But you didn't, so you're
Prepare
fine.
to die.
Yeah.
That's like your gospel presentation to kids. I
Kids.
am Johanna Beachy.
Prepare to die.
You have sinned against your father. Prepare to die. Kids are like, okay.
I mean, you could go that way. Kids are a lot harder to scare than you might think. That would get their attention.
Okay. All right.
I've never done that, I promise.
You have sinned against your father. Prepare to die.
It's never happened, parents, don't worry.
I look, if they're still watching This Is the Day, they're like,
then they're like, they're fine.
No, I think they're like, they're not fine thinking, oh, Johanna would never do that. They're going,
they're in for whatever at that. If they're still part of it, then they wouldn't be surprised if it had happened.
Yeah, my opinion on the whole thing is the Family Life team needs to be getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, not for dumb stuff or dangerous stuff, but
preferably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, break some things. That's
Smashing TVs count?
Something.
That has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I used to break stuff all the time when I was in student ministry. And then I'd go into a meeting and they would say, the students are breaking stuff. And I go, doing the best I can with them.
Yeah. We usually got blamed for destroying the stage. Yeah, like if the stage was messy or it was like the students were here. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Probably.
I mean, they were all over the building, so
That's what you want. You want to,
Is there toilet paper on the ceiling? Yes.
Yeah, okay. One time, I'll tell one story. We were doing a thing called Excite Night.
Okay.
So one Friday a month with middle school students, we would do an Excite Night. And it'd always be theme-based with a gospel presentation. Bring your friends, and we're gonna play all these games. So one night I did it, and it was based on feathers. It was a feather theme.
Okay. Can do a lot with feathers.
Yeah, and so we had all these things, but we were opening up the thing, 2 teams, split this giant youth center room in half with tape, and I was gonna give each team just tons and tons of feathers, and you had to get as many feathers on the other side as you could. And whichever team had the fewest amount of feathers on their side, they were gonna get 10 million points to start the night.
Yeah, that's like the balloon game.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing, just with feathers. Except we couldn't find any like craft feathers. Like
Okay.
we were looking for, couldn't find them anywhere. Like nowhere could we find them.
Know any chicken farmers?
No, I didn't live in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Got you. There you go.
Lived
Okay.
in the big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And so I said, well, let's just get like 4 feather pillows.
Yeah.
Okay, so I took
Yeah.
these 4 feather pillows on stage and had them divided up, took scissors across the top and shook them out into the room. And I'm standing there on stage with one of our volunteers, and the feathers come out of these pillows, these 4 pillows, and they're not landing on the ground. They're just kind of rising up.
Going the other way.
And kids are blowing them, and doing everything they can to get them on this side. It's 10 million points at stake. They're doing everything they can to get them on the other side. But the feathers, they fill from floor to ceiling this entire massive room. Like we're standing there, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It looked like a giant snowstorm in the room. And we're just like, wow, this is way better than we ever pictured it being. And then all of a sudden kids start going,
Oh, whoops.
and they're like kids are falling down, and parents are like running in going, get them out, get them out. Okay, so.
Almost suffocated them.
Well, you know how like there are people who are allergic?
Yes.
Okay, so you had allergies, plus we just had floor to ceiling feathers.
Right, and there's little like microscope, like they get all choked up in your throat and stuff like that, and your lungs, right?
So we got like 150 kids in this room, and we've got to clear it, and everything we had planned was planned to be in that room for the whole night.
Right.
Now we've got feathers everywhere, and they're starting to settle, but we've got to clean them. We got to somehow try to clean them up. Well, the building was massive, and so the youth center was on one end, and the auditorium was all the way on the other end of the building by design. And like months later, you would still see feathers because they got into the ventilation system floating through the auditorium.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's me.
You could probably still go to the Manchester campus right now to the front parking lot and find Silly String from Messy Night.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or glitter. That was actually my mom who got in trouble with Gary
Good.
for throwing glitter around at the Manchester
okay, time
campus.
out. Your mom got
My mom.
in trouble with Gary. Okay.
Well, as in trouble as you could get with Gary, he wasn't happy
Well,
about
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
who the glitter thrower was.
He shut me down once. I wanted to light fireworks on stage. I had him in my hand right beforehand. He's like,
Gary nixed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first year.
That was probably wise, Gary.
I was like, I told everybody too. I was like, I brought fireworks out here. I was
Yeah.
going to do them in this message. The man shut me down.
Yeah.
That's where he got the nickname, the man.
The man.
The man.
Gary the man.
Gary the man. He shut me down.
Definitely.
Yeah. People were like, boo.
Yeah.
Nobody
Poor
booed.
Gary.
No, nobody pouring it.
He would have been the one repairing the hole in the roof, so.
No, he was worried about the smoke. No. His was fully, he told me why. Like,
Okay.
the smoke alarm's going off and having to clear the building.
So it
which
was
he
the
knew I
people
didn't
he
wanna
was
do.
concerned about.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Had
see,
nothing
there
to
you
do
go.
with his,
Yeah.
job. Like
worrying about the building.
work.
He was just thinking
No,
about people.
Only about people.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary did facilities and so
Yeah.
much more
Yeah.
for a long time for us at MCC. Great job.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys ought to be getting in some trouble. Yeah. Prepare to die. That's
go.
where we landed on that.
That is.
Good dramatic pause on
Thank you.
your opener there. All right, welcome to This Is the Day. I am Bo Chansey.
There you go.
Did I do it?
You did it.
I did.
Yep. It worked.
I know. Imitation. Highest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's all you're getting out of me.
Okay.
Johanna, what did you do last night?
I will tell you one thing that I did last night. I spent some time on Spotify, actually, because I had watched this, I guess it's a show. It's like a short series or something like that on Netflix called like Song Explorer, Song Exploder, something like that. But it's like 20-minute episodes where they explain how songs are made. Like they go through with the specific artists and a specific song, and it tells you like how they came up with the melody and how the lyrics were written and how they collaborated with people to put the song together. And it was so interesting. It was really cool to learn about. But one of the people that they were doing this, like how she created the song, was an artist named Dua Lipa. You heard of Dua Lipa? Or any of you heard of Dua Lipa? I had heard the name, but I didn't really know who it was. So then I got curious, and I was looking it up on Spotify. And then I saw this thing on Spotify where they actually tell you how many people are following this person on Spotify, like listening to their music, and then they rank people worldwide, and she apparently is 4th in the world.
Okay.
Right now. But then I got curious, like who are the people that more people are listening to than anywhere else in the world on Spotify? And I got like all sucked into this, like, I spent time on Spotify, like looking at all of these artists and the songs that they're known for. And it was, I don't know, it was kind of interesting to
Most
track
people
all of that.
spend time on Spotify listening to music.
I was listening to the music. I was listening to their like top songs and like reading their about like their bios, like who's this person, and like I mean some of them like so #1 in the world right now is Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Pretty sure after the Christmas special, Ariana Earnshaw is like #2, somewhere around there. Should be.
Boy.
Yeah.
Got some pipes.
Yeah, it was
on
interesting to read about people. I thought it was kind of cool. But that made me then start thinking about how we listen to music and like the streaming and the way, like, I was thinking about the progression of that. Like, when I first started listening to music, I had a CD player, which I'm pretty sure played cassettes too, even though I never actually used them, but it could have been a cassette player. So I started with CDs. And then it was like the little tiny, like iPod shuffles, the little mini ones that you could like clip on. I think I had that. And then I had like progressed to like the big, huge, like it was like heavy, like a brick iPod that had like the tiny little screen in it. And I was thinking about like, so there's some people that the way that they listen to music hasn't changed in their whole lifetime. But we live in this like crazy, amazing time where it's like, speeding up so fast that now I'm like, now I can just pull out my phone and I have Spotify and I could listen to an entire album of people who are like worldwide famous. I don't know, I thought it was so cool to like, this is how like music has progressed and streaming platforms have progressed just in like the past 15 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially you've had 2 forms of music. You had CDs and digital.
CDs and digital, yeah.
Okay.
But it has shifted because when I had the iPod,
I agree.
you had to buy the album.
Yeah.
Like you had to pay for, and now I just pay for that subscription and I can like access thousands of albums and artists. Yeah.
Very
Interesting. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I spent time on Spotify last night. That's what I did.
I love music. I love.
Me too.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
I like learning about even artists that I don't necessarily enjoy.
Oh, me too. Yeah, like I don't know that I would listen.
Because other people enjoy them.
Yeah.
I want to know why and what is it? What do they like?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of a broader base.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that show was very fascinating. Like I'm not musically inclined. Like I don't play an instrument. I don't really sing. So I love learning about stuff like that where I'm like, I have no idea what goes into creating a song. And that was like, there's so much more. I mean, it makes sense. There's so much more than I ever thought there would be.
My favorite ones, is not necessarily to listen to, although I do enjoy it too, are people who are maybe considered to be less talented or less musically or vocally talented, but still have created like some really incredible stuff.
Yeah.
And like the best example I have is this guy named Daniel Johnston.
Okay.
And I mean, so I like documentaries on music.
Yeah.
Rockumentaries or documentaries, bands, groups, individuals. So there's one out there on Daniel Johnston, which I had been a little bit familiar with him. He was making music in Austin in the 80s, but they made a movie about his life. He died 2 years ago, and he was really never able to be self-sufficient or live on his own. He had to live with his family, his parents. And if you just like heard it, you would think, okay, this is a joke and might laugh. But if you dig into it and you just stick with it, it's like, wow. I mean, and he just kept doing it and doing it. And he ended up winning a songwriter award in Austin and being on MTV. And like Kurt Cobain from Nirvana was wearing a T-shirt with his artwork on it because he would do all this artwork and stuff too.
Yeah.
And he became like really appreciated in certain circles, like really highly appreciated.
Yeah.
And but not a classical kind of talent. Like you would never just go, oh yeah, that guy.
Sure.
But I love that.
Yeah.
I really dig that.
Yeah. I listened to some very odd, like different type of, like there's a guy named Boubacar Traore.
Okay.
Who has I think he's technically a guitar player in like I forget the country, honestly, Northwest Africa, but it's so much fun to find like unknown artists like that are like, he's a genius at the music that he makes, but he's not known. Like people don't know who he is. So yeah, I get that. That's interesting. Yeah. But Bo.
What?
Family wants to know, what'd you do last night?
Oh man. You know, I've been stewing a little bit, and I've not talked
Okay.
about it on This Is the Day, really not publicly at all, but I have been stewing, and it's about college football. So
Interesting.
yeah, just bear with me.
I
for
will
a
bear
moment.
with you. I
Yeah.
could learn something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe outside your sphere,
Sure.
but it's okay. So, look, here's the deal.
Okay.
I went to school at Texas A&M University,
Yes.
home of the Fighting Texas Aggies.
Okay.
That's where I got my my undergraduate degree. I like saying that because then it sounds like I have a postgraduate degree, which I do not.
It's
But
just-
it's always fun to
a
you just
good
kind of
little-
drop that out.
little trick, yeah.
Yeah, a little trick there in case you guys don't. That's where I did my undergrad. And if you didn't get a degree, that's where you say that's where I did my undergraduate work. Yeah. Right. So anyway, but that's where I got my undergraduate degree. And
But what is an Aggie?
so A&M is agricultural and mechanical.
Okay.
So Aggie, agriculture.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Just checking.
There were a number of schools that had Aggie as a mascot. So, yeah. And anyway, cool school, really neat traditions. And so, it's not like when you go, I mean, like when I was there, it was 40,000 undergraduate students, and now it's like,
Wow.
I think it's like 50, 60,000, you know. And so big school, a lot of traditions, great football team. Anyway, we had a good year.
Okay.
Our only loss of the football season was to this maybe a little known team called Alabama, who's the #1 team in the nation and undefeated. And we lost like second game of the season we played them and lost. And anyway,
Alabama who?
Crimson Tide.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have heard of that actually.
yeah, probably.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we were ranked number 5 in the country.
Okay.
Okay. Top 4 teams get to go to a playoff in college football. So they do like this big unveiling. Well, the top 4 teams were Alabama and Clemson, which
Okay.
is no surprise, they're very good. Ohio State that only played 6 games, so a little controversy there. But you can watch them and tell they're pretty good and they probably belong there. And then this team that people in New England like because they have nobody else, and it's really sad and pathetic, called Notre Dame, the Fighting
Okay.
Irish.
Oh, that's why they like them probably.
Well, and it's their Catholic school. That's why they like them.
Okay.
So,
There's a lot of Irish people in New England.
well, there's
too.
a lot of Irish Catholic people.
Yes.
So look, they've had their own ABC
Yeah.
every week for like
Okay.
40 years.
Interesting.
So they get all the TV time, all the hype, but they look terrible. I'm just telling you right now. I'm going to
Like
say
their
it.
form on the field, you mean?
As a team, they played Clemson.
Okay.
And they lost by like 4 touchdowns. 3.
Seems like a lot.
They lost they weren't even close. They looked awful in their final game of the season.
Wow.
I mean, awful. Everybody knows how bad they look. But, I mean, hey, money, TV ratings, large fan base,
Yeah.
things, I know what makes the world go round out there. So they got into the college
To the
football
top
playoffs
4.
to the top 4, and
Yeah.
A&M's the first team out, looking
That's
in.
a hard place to be.
Tough place to be, and so
Yeah.
and we play in the SEC, which is by far the hardest football conference.
Okay.
And I mean by far, it's not even close. And
So there's different conferences that
Yeah.
say these top 5 teams are playing,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
not all
playing in
playing-
different
yeah, so it's not like
conferences.
pro where you're all
So
playing
some
the
could be
same-
easier than others.
oh much.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I see. It's getting more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and everybody knows that who watches college. You
right.
know that. But
Right.
let's put Notre Dame in there so they can go get whooped.
Well,
Okay. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm still stewing a little bit, and I mean, I could do a rant on it. I'm not gonna.
that wasn't?
No, goodness. I haven't even started to rant on this one. Because you don't know what'll happen. I mean, they're going to go.
Sure.
Maybe Notre Dame will pull off an upset. Like,
Maybe they'll end up winning everything.
no. I mean, 0 chance. Like, no way. Anybody who bet on Notre Dame to win it all, just say goodbye to your money.
All right.
That was dumb. But yeah, so A&M,
Yeah.
and I don't think A&M would have won it either. They'd already lost to Alabama, who's #1. But I
Right.
feel like they were more deserving.
But they could have. You wish they would have at least been in the top 4.
Absolutely.
And if it hadn't been for Notre Dame, they would have been.
For sure.
I see. I see the struggle. Yeah, I understand it now. I did learn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not typically, I don't typically have fan reaction.
Sure.
Really,
But
I don't like that. Try to guard against it, but I am.
Well, that was more than a fan reaction, right? I mean, the Aggies are like your people.
That's what I mean. It's fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Like-
I didn't go to Walmart and buy the shirt, if that's what you mean.
Right. Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, like you went
I
to
went
that
there.
school.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
you have a.
Yeah.
You're kind of a family. They're family.
That's what I'm saying. All these Notre Dame fans, you didn't go to Notre Dame. You went to Walmart and bought the shirt. That's
Yeah.
You don't
There it is.
care. Shut it.
I'm really curious if anyone watching right now
Yeah, if you see somebody in
is
a
a Notre Dame fan, and you should just tell us in the comments.
You see somebody wearing an A&M shirt. Like if I see that, I know you went to A&M. I know I can go up to
Yeah.
you and be like, "Whoa, okay, hey,
Yeah.
we can have a conversation." You see somebody wearing a Notre Dame shirt, they went to Walmart.
They
That's all
just
it
got
means.
it at a store, and they're walking around wearing it.
Yeah, that's all that means.
Okay.
That's all it means. You like Rudy, which terrible movie. Can't stand that movie.
Doesn't that have Samwise Gamgee in it?
I don't know who that is.
I think it does. It has Rudy's the one of like the underdog football player, right?
Yeah.
Where like he had no chance to
Sean
play on
Astin?
that. Yes. That's Samwise Gamgee.
No,
in
that's Sean Astin.
The
That's an
Lord of the
actor.
Rings.
Don't nerd it. Okay, it's nerdy enough
Yes.
already that
I
it's
don't remember
Rudy.
what the actor's name is. I don't remember most actor and actresses' names. I remember their characters, so that's all I could remember to
Don't
call
get me
him. But I'm thinking
started
of
on
the same
Rudy.
movie. Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Okay.
I'm glad he went to school. Proud of
Yes.
you, bud.
You got
Let's
an
not make a
education,
movie about it.
right?
Yeah, love it. Rudy.
Don't remember that movie very well.
Yeah. Lucky. People are like, I like that, Rudy. That's a classic underdog tale. How
People love
dare
an
you?
underdog tale. Yeah, that's what it is.
I know. Okay. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
stewing a little
I
bit.
hope that helped to talk
I
it
don't
out.
know.
Like
I mean,
you said, you
A&M
hadn't talked about it at all yet with the This Is the Day family, and now you have.
It's coming
so.
up. I'm looking forward to it. We play in the Orange Bowl on against North Carolina.
Why is it called the Orange Bowl?
It takes in Miami oranges.
The actual fruit, like the oranges. That's why it's what it referred to. Okay.
I'm sure it's got a sponsor. It's like the Pepto-Bismol Orange Bowl or something. I don't know. It's not that. I made
Orange
that up.
growers sponsor it.
Could be. That's all, but it's just the Orange Bowl. Yeah, you have your bowl games. So you have like the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl,
Yeah,
the
there's such
Fiesta Bowl.
odd names,
Okay.
but
They don't seem odd to me as I've known them my whole life. so.
right.
Okay.
They seem random to me because I don't know the context around
Well, it's
them
based
at
on
all.
regions. So the Rose Bowl's in Pasadena,
Are
California.
they known for roses?
Yeah, so they have the
Okay.
Rose Parade on New
what
Year's
it
Day
is.
every year. Really, it's on TV, the Rose Parade. It's for the Rose
Never
Bowl.
seen it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's great. They're not having
Yeah.
it this year because California's really
Right.
shut down. In fact, they moved the Rose Bowl to Texas, to the Dallas area.
Okay.
They're playing it in the Cotton Bowl.
But why Sugar Bowl?
Sugar Bowl, it's in the South. It's in, believe, New Orleans.
Okay.
Sugar, agricultural,
Okay.
orange, sugar.
So they're just very literal names to the region that they're
Fiesta
held in.
Is in the Southwest.
The Fiesta Bowl? Is that the name of one?
Yeah.
I know
It's a
that.
fiesta.
That means party, right?
It's party.
Okay.
What's
There you
that in
go.
French?
Party?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I haven't learned that yet.
Oh my goodness. You're so far behind.
Yeah. I need to keep working.
Alrighty. Wow. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
dig into that, but it's maybe a little bit cathartic for me. I didn't want to talk about that.
Hopefully it was. Yeah.
But I do want to talk about the verse of the day.
Yes.
YouVersion Bible app gives us a verse of the day,
Mm-hmm.
and our verse of the day today is from 2 Peter chapter 3,
Okay.
verse 9. It says, "The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance." I'll read it again. 2 Peter 3:9. "The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance." Well, you're already excited.
I am excited
Let's go. What
because
jumps out at
I
you?
love this verse so much. Okay, what jumps out to me is some understand, like as some understand slowness. And that whole idea, like God is oftentimes outside of our understanding. And when it comes to time, we understand things within the context of time because we are inside time. Like it's linear, we're part of like days and seasons and stuff like that, but God is outside of that. He's outside of time. And we can't even like fit that in our brains and understand that really because we're not outside of time, we're in it. But like he's outside of time. And so us like, we don't always understand God's timing and it can feel slow and it can feel like we're waiting or like God's not doing what he said he was going to do because we're not understanding like he's outside of our understanding of timeline. And I just get so excited about that. Like when you know who God is and when you trust who he is and when you trust that he will fulfill his promises, it just takes away this like stress or worry that he's like somehow wasting time. Like God doesn't waste time ever. Like he's not wasting time. And he is fulfilling the promises. I just get so excited about this verse. Like it makes me think of, we just had Christmas. And if you think about the timeline of that, like God promised a savior to his people. And so he was like speaking through the prophets, and it was like 400 years passed before, like God spoke to his prophets, to the Israelites, 400 years passed of them not really hearing much from God, and then boom, there's Jesus. And that makes me think of this, like God is not slow as some understand slowness. He's outside of time, and he's fulfilling his promises in ways that will blow our minds once we're like somewhere having like the big picture of it with him. Yeah, this verse makes me excited. I love it.
He knows how to pause.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tied it right in.
He knows
yes,
how to
he
pause.
does.
Yeah. And really good. Like this was even like when I was thinking about like your pause at the beginning. He would just, I am. It's not even a pause. I mean, that period. I am. So that's what you're talking about. I am.
Yeah.
He was and is and always will be. He says, I am. I create, I cause to exist. I'm the originator. I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He was and is and through and will be. And it has happened and it is finished and it's done.
Yeah.
But then we're in it.
Right.
And so the frustration that we experience in the slowness, like, where are you, God, in this? Why aren't you doing something in this? Where are your promises being fulfilled? If we understand the very nature of who he is, I am Yahweh, I am the I am, then, which to understand, I mean, like, it's not like, so even when we say things like understand, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll figure that out, and then I'll have it all. I mean, I'll contain it.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's not,
It's a relational knowledge with an unchanging yet ever revealing God. So that relational knowledge is always expanding, always growing. And so sometimes in those pauses, we have time to reflect and process and then what's the next question? And you know, what are you doing and where are you in this? And we know he is kind of a little bit like a cosmic peekaboo. So God reveals his face, right? Yeah. He shows himself. So it's not like we somehow ascend the mountain and climb up and you know and get to look at him based on our effort. He's like, no, I'll show myself to you. Yeah. But like if you play peekaboo with a baby and you know, you cover your face. Right. Well, they know you're there. Yeah. All the evidence is there, but there's a pause. And there's discomfort that builds during that pause, and the baby starts to kind of go, and then peekaboo, and every time, it's like, and I love that, you know, as we are experiencing God, as you were talking about in time in this linear fashion, that there are these pauses where, and it does get a little uncomfortable and a little bit like, okay, and then there you are, God. And we see him and we're in awe of him. And then there's even a freshness and newness to our knowledge of him.
That's a good way of thinking about it because I've experienced it being like that. Yeah.
Cosmic peekaboo.
Cosmic peekaboo. I like it.
I've been chewing on that one for years. Yeah. Have fun.
That's a great verse of the day. There's so much in there to think about.
Oh, I know. I didn't even talk about what I was like excited about. I was like listening to you and then joining in on that. But yeah, for me, the ones in here. Really jump out. You know, as we pray for one, God, please give me one person to share your love with. And, you know, we've had Christmas and so many, you know, thousands and thousands of ones, you know, heard a message of hope and were touched by songs that were exalting God. And, you know, music was really, I believe, ministering to them. And, you know, the wheels are turning. And I know that even in that God is working and so, you know, instead he is patient with you not wanting anyone to perish. And that, I mean, boy, that's the heartbeat. God, please give me one person to share your love with, because I know you don't want anyone to perish. Yeah. But everyone to come to repentance. Everyone. I mean, that's his desire.
It
Everyone.
is. Yeah.
And I know, like, part of my repentance and changing my mind is, you know, some of these thoughts like, well, okay, yeah, I want this one, but not that one. I mean, that one. I mean, any variation of this, you know, essentially, that one can go to hell. I don't care. That one, or that one can live this life without God, without being in a relationship with Him, which is hell. I mean, to be separated from Him. Why is that okay?
Yeah.
Not. That's really that's not the heartbeat of God. That's not who He is.
Do that.
So He doesn't want anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance, which, by the way, means you.
Yes.
And you and me.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, no matter what anybody's ever said to you.
Yeah.
This is what I heard one story about a lady who was, she's in her 80s, and she was watching when it was aired on WMUR.
Okay.
And she was just like, she was with some friends, and she was just watching and not talking to anybody, but kind of at the TV, like, yes, that's for me, yes. And afterwards they were talking, and it was like, I thought that God wasn't for me. I thought, you know, but now but I knew that she's like, deep down I knew that was wrong. I think that's the really insightful piece is, like, we can hold on to a thought that says God's not for me, but there's something gnawing at you that goes, that's not right.
Because everything about who you are was made for you to be with Him. So I think even when you're holding on to that kind of a baggage, everything about who you are and how you were created is saying that that's not true. Even if you can't articulate that yet, there's something in your, I honestly think that, like, deep in your soul.
I agree.
That knows, no, he is for me and I am for Him.
So when somebody else articulates that or speaks that, and not even in an eloquent way, just very plainly, here it is. Oh, I mean, that's why, how lovely are the feet of those who bring good news.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you, me, we, the church, God's ambassadors, that when we speak these very simple, and they are, my daughter Eliza she was talking about the message from Christmas, and she was unpacking it and going, those simple truths that you don't leave or deviate from, or try to make, complex or whatever. She's like, I know some people who've maybe been in church a long time, they have a weird sense about that, like those aren't important. She's like, but essentially she was just encouraging me, like, don't stop.
I like that. Yeah.
And she's right. I mean, for all of us. And that's the thing is I've always told people, if you're like, you're in a church service or, watching one online and it's the gospel, you start hearing the gospel, the story of Jesus and His salvation and what God has done and the cross and sin being put to death in His body and being buried and you start, like, even right now, like, don't go no. Like, that's the moment where, like, if you have the listen, because it reinforces and helps with our language, so that we can say these things. But also be praying, like, God's moving, somebody's listening, somebody's hearing this. Yeah, God, like, I hope I understand. It's good.
I like what you just said, like, for those of you who are listening to this, you're like, I know that's true. I have a relationship with Him. You're like, first of all, don't just skip past that. But also right now, as you're listening to this, be praying for someone else who is listening to this who has not realized that yet. That is cool. So if you're sitting there listening and you're like, you could be praying for other people who are listening that you don't even know their name.
Yeah, it's not.
I think that's amazing.
That's the thing. We so individualize everything that we think it's only about me.
Right.
Like, what am I getting out of this?
You're not the,
Maybe nothing. I mean.
Maybe.
What do you, how's God using you in it? What's He doing? A comment, a like, a share, a prayer, engaging, support, encouragement, we're working together. And because God is patient, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance.
Yes, He is.
It's good. Love that.
Yeah. Verse of the day.
Verse of the day. All right. Second to last closet calendar page.
Ooh, okay.
I'm so excited.
See how they're going to finish this out.
I know. I'm so glad to be done with this thing. I really am. I mean, there's been some good times.
There have. Yeah.
And so I was excited
Okay.
to rip this page off
Yep.
and bring it in to share. And here it is. Let's go.
You know, you were speaking about those simple truths.
Let's go.
And they went with a simple, you know what? Let's go.
They're right.
They're right.
Let's go. I think I hope there's a let's go sentiment mentality.
Yeah.
There's a little bit like, all right, let's go be done with 2020 into 21.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's get on with
They
it.
did actually have a little tiny tomorrow at the bottom of that I noticed too.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it, closet calendar.
We say that one a lot. I remember the first time for me, let's go was really moving. Like I caught it and was really moving. You know, because it's a let's go on every kind of celebratory or
Rallying.
rallying cry in sports. I mean, I use it in my emails a lot. Have for several years.
Yeah.
It was with the SNU tennis team,
Oh.
and I guess it was like 5 years ago or so. I was hanging out with them, and they would come to our Thursday night service, a lot of them, and go to practices and hit
that.
some.
Yeah.
And they come to our arena services and stuff. And like I remember the players, like you hear on another court, let's go. And collegiate tennis is kind of fun and exciting. And it's like, somebody hits a good shot, let's go.
Right.
Like, love that.
Can be very inspiring and uplifting and like spur you to action, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They included me in. They won their conference championship, and I got a championship ring.
Ooh, that was nice of them.
I know. Let's go.
No one's ever given me a championship ring.
Well, I feel like I earned it, really.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
have it.
Don't take it away from me. It means a lot to me.
I'm glad you have your ring.
Me too. And then in our kitchen is another calendar on the fridge that gives us a national day to celebrate. And
Great.
Let's go. Today is National Baking Soda Day.
Ooh, wow.
Baking soda.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Whoa. Okay. Show off.
There you go.
Where'd you do your
It's having a
undergraduate
day.
work?
I can't even, I have to be like, how would I even phrase? I didn't even graduate from an American college, so
Well, okay.
no undergrad. I did my version of college.
Sodium
bicarbonate day.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's for?
It is extremely multi-purpose.
Okay.
That's what I understand about baking soda, aka sodium bicarbonate. Yeah, you can use it for so many things. I've heard of people using it for mouthwash or to like whiten their teeth.
Okay.
I've also heard that it can help with acid reflux.
It is an antacid. Right here, it's the drug facts.
Wow, right there.
Drug facts.
Confirmation of what I had heard.
Yeah, so it's it's an antacid.
Apparently. Yeah, they say it helps with that.
Don't need the Tums. Just go down some sodium
baking soda. Yeah, sodium bicarbonate.
Carbonate.
Indeed.
Don't do sodium bichlorate.
Yeah, don't do that. That probably would not end with the same result.
Explosion.
Eel, maybe.
Okay. I know a lot of people that you open the box up and you stick it in your fridge.
Yes, I have heard people doing that.
They tell you to change it every 30 days.
Okay. Do they say to refrigerate it on there?
Yeah, well, it's a common thing. You open the box and put it in your fridge.
Oh, must make it
Use a new
last
box
longer.
each month for fresher tasting food. Most people I know have bought one box of this 10 years ago, and it's still in the fridge.
Yeah, pretty sure we probably have one from 5 years ago at our house.
Yeah, you're supposed to, according to them, so they can sell
All right.
more.
So maybe one of the ways you could celebrate would be to go out and get a fresh box of baking soda.
Fresh box of pure baking soda. You don't want to cut with anything. You want to get the pure stuff.
You do want the pure stuff. And also keep it in the box so people know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also used in baking.
Yeah, it's used a lot for that.
Yeah. You bake some cookies, you need a teaspoon of it.
I say that like I know. I don't bake ever, but I have heard that it's used in baking. I believe it's in a lot of recipes.
You should. Okay. So there you go. Happy National Baking Soda Day.
Happy Sodium
Let's
Bicarbonate
go!
Day. Woo!
Let's go. You're so formal with your formal names. I'm on like a informal nickname basis. I call this the BS.
I feel like it's its day, so I honor it with its full title. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay.
Plus, I like chemistry.
Do you now?
I do.
What's the chemical symbol for sodium?
N-A.
Okay, just check.
Yeah. I had to think there for a second because I'm like, that's the one that's not, it's not like S-O or S, it's N-A.
It's one of those, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
indeed.
Those are the only ones I know, like potassium.
Yes, K.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some random ones.
Not the only ones I know.
I saw amidst Christmas shopping, as I was doing that, I was looking for a picture or sign for something, and I saw a picture, like a very fancily framed, like artistic looking periodic table of elements. And I didn't get it, but I was like, I would hang that up in a house. I think that would be kind of fun to look at. It'd be like a chemistry refresher every time you looked in your living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pass college chemistry.
Oh dear. Well,
Yeah, I had to drop it.
you've managed without it, so guess it's okay.
I did okay in the lab.
Yeah.
Kept the lab.
Yeah.
Made soap.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a useful life skill.
Sure,
Did
yeah.
you use baking soda to make it?
I don't remember.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I made soap.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not Monday.
It's not Monday.
If it were,
no
it-
motivation today.
If it were, we'd be motivated.
If it were, but it's not.
It's also
so.
not Tuesday.
Nope. So no tips.
No tips.
Nah.
But it is Wednesday.
It is
Do
Wednesday.
you have some wonder for us?
I do have something wonderful.
right,
More
let's go.
specifically, someone wonderful.
Okay, even better.
To share with you all. I would like to share with you all, introduce you to a lady named Tammy Jo Schultz.
Okay.
And we have a picture of her. Tammy Jo is a pretty wonderful human being. She is actually known for being one of the very first female fighter pilots in the Navy. So she became a fighter pilot in the 80s, and she had to pursue, like for years before they would let her do it. The Air Force actually turned her down because they were like, nah, we don't take girls to be fighter pilots. But she just kept at it, and the Navy was like, yeah, we'll give you a try. And then she was a fighter pilot for years. Then she switched over and became a commercial airline pilot, and she was a pilot for Southwest in April of 2018 when she and her crew, this is her crew right here, these are the ones who were on flight 1380, they had engine failure while they were flying, and Tammy Jo was the pilot at the time, and they, like, the oxygen masks dropped, and like the plane was like going down, and people were freaking out, and Tammy Jo came on the intercom, and she literally just said, we're not going down, we're gonna land in Philly. And she took the whole flight and landed it, even though it had a hole in the airplane. She landed it and saved the lives of everyone on board. And she and her flight crew became kind of famous for it, and they like wrote a book about her called Nerves of Steel, because that is what the paramedic called her afterwards, because her like resting heart rate after it happened, he was like, you have nerves of steel. Like, it's like nothing even. So they wrote like a book about her. And then this past month, she was just inducted into the International Air and Space Hall of Fame.
Wow.
For what she did, and it's like received commendations and stuff. And the coolest thing is that when people ask Tammy Jo, like, how were you able to like react that way under pressure and not freak out? She says, well, it's my faith in Jesus. That's why. She literally, she told people that she's like said it in multiple interviews. She was like, yeah, I literally had this thought go through my head. Today might be the day that I meet my maker. And then I was like, well, that doesn't make me panic because I know my maker. We're not strangers, we have a relationship. And so that like kept her calm and helped. She like credits like everything she's done in her life, even like the way she became a fighter pilot and not giving up and stuff because of her like identity in Jesus and faith in Jesus. Tammy Jo Schultz, a wonderful person.
Right on. That was wonderful. I
It
did not
was.
know about her.
I know, me neither. I just recently heard about her. I'm like, this is a cool lady.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wonder.
You can like watch her interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow.
Hey, you want to do a little Everyday with Jesus?
Yes, I do.
Every day. Our daily devotion in 140 characters or less.
Right.
All right. So today's thought says, a quarrelsome Christian is a tool of the devil. Civil wars in the church and home distract us from the real battle for the salvation of souls. Let's go. Ephesians 4, chapter 2, verse 3. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace.
Okay, when you were reading that, you had a little pause. You said a quarrelsome Christian.
Yep.
And then there was like a little pause right there. And I immediately had this reaction of like cringing.
Yes.
Like just that first part when you said a quarrelsome Christian, I was like, no, 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 like no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Out there stirring it up. Why?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Please
Don't.
stop.
Please, yeah.
Please stop. It's a tool of the devil. And it's like sometimes people are like, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm like, okay, first of all, why do you want to be the devil's advocate? And does he need an advocate in this particular conversation? Maybe no.
Yeah.
Just quarreling, like just want to divide and fight over everything. Yeah, it's interesting, when I wrote this, like social media was barely even a thing. I mean, so you weren't quite able to just see it on full-on display anytime you wanted.
Maybe reached the level that it is now.
I think it's always been there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when you don't have peace in your own heart, you're not, between you and God, that's on, okay, look, here's the deal. If you have internal peace with you and God, you will have peace in the words you say, the things you do, okay? But when there's something off, I mean, like, I know for me, like if I'm ready to go out and pick a fight or stir up controversy or rile people up and get them mad, and, just for the sake of doing that, that's a slam dunk guarantee that something's off inside of me. I got a problem with me and God. There's a sin issue. Yeah. Somewhere in there is some kind of, and I know, and then that's the thing too. Like people are like, well, hey, I mean, no, it's sin. Like it's okay to talk about sin, like something that God doesn't want from me, or something I'm doing that runs contrary, or something that He's asked me to do that I'm not doing, that has put up a barrier between me and Him. I mean, that I've put there, not Him. I mean, to where I'm not, there is no love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Instead, you got the acts of the sinful nature, which are jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, discord.
Right. And I think that what you mentioned, like the fruit of the Spirit, is a very key thing there. Because it's not like you don't talk with each other about stuff, and it's not like you're pretending everything's hunky-dory and fine. Like you can disagree, you can point out like, hey, this is like off, or this is broke. But it's like, what is it producing? That is what you look at. I think that's like such a key thing. Is it producing the fruit of Spirit when you're having conversations? That like a quarrelsome Christian, that's not, you wouldn't be producing the fruit of the Spirit.
Is it producing a quarrel?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Not doing any good.
But yeah, I literally had that reaction as soon as you read that first, like the 3 words. Like, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do a little Trivial Pursuit?
I always do.
All right. 6 questions on a card. I'm going to guess it all 6. If I get all 6 right, I'm getting down on some Pop Rocks.
Yep.
You get all 6 right, we want to know about it because we'll send you a congratulatory Pop Rocks from a Fun Dip box.
Yes, we will.
Yep. So we have the original 1981 edition of the classic board game Trivial Pursuit and the 40th anniversary edition, old and new, dealer's choice.
Okay. We're not in the new year yet.
So we're going old?
So we're going old. If I can reach it.
Yep. Okay. Old cards. So some of these will be outdated, so just think pre-1981
That's right.
on your answers.
That is key. Yep.
Okay.
All right, blue.
Make a guess. Try.
Yeah.
Blue. Geography.
What continent has the most people per square mile?
All right, so a densely populated continent.
Before 81.
Right, so this would definitely not be Antarctica.
I do not think that Antarctica would be the answer.
It would not be Australia.
Probably not.
No.
Got a lot of like desert land, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Not North America.
Yeah.
Not South America. So now we're kind of down to like Europe and Asia.
And Africa.
And Africa for sure. I wasn't leaving them out. I just a lot of
I think it's
space in Africa.
We're down to those 3.
Asia. Europe. Yeah, I was between Europe and Asia.
I was thinking Asia. That's what I would have picked. Huh.
A lot of land. Asia's huge.
That is huge. Again, that's the key. The continent with the most people per square mile.
Yeah, Europe makes
they're more
sense. Yeah.
crammed in there. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I could change my answer. Definitely.
But you can't.
In thought.
So.
I meant Europe. I know in my heart of hearts I would have been right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yet what came out was not Europe.
Would you stop?
All right, moving on. Pink.
I'm going to have to chug some baking soda in a minute.
All right, it's good for me. All right, what 1968 film featured music from Richard Strauss's Also Sprach Zarathustra? I'm going to say it again.
Nailed
Okay.
it. What?
What 1968 film featured music from Richard Strauss's Also Sprach Zarathustra? I think I'm saying that right. Zarathustra. Zarathustra. Also Sprach Zarathustra. I keep feeling like if I say it more times, it's going to help, but I don't know if it's going to. Also Sprach Zarathustra.
My answer is The Sound of Music.
2001: A Space Odyssey
Okay.
was the correct
Stanley
answer.
Kubrick.
I will be very impressed if someone got that.
I bet they did.
You think so?
Yeah, well, because that's one
Yeah.
of those things where if you're like into that,
Yeah, I can
it's
see
like
that. Someone out there.
it's like Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Right.
You know all the weird junk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yellow.
Yellow history.
What was the last major German counteroffensive of World War II?
The last major
The last
German.
major German counteroffensive of World War II. I don't know if I know this.
I don't.
I keep wanting to say the Blitz, but that was earlier. That wouldn't have been the last. Right?
The Blitz.
All right. The Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge.
Wouldn't have gotten that one.
Okay.
All right. Brown.
Brown, art and literature.
Whose novels all begin with the case of the ...
The case of the.
The case of the...
We're at 50-50 here, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Arthur Conan Doyle.
I think it's Nancy Drew.
Agatha Christie?
Neither of us were correct. Earl Stanley Gardner's.
What did he write?
It doesn't say, it just has his name.
Earl Stanley
Earl
Gardner.
Stanley Gardner's. What? Okay, well,
Huh?
green.
Green, Science and Nature.
What does a chiropodist treat? Chiropodist, chiropodist,
How do you spell it?
chiropodist. So if you think like chiropractor, chiropodist,
Yeah.
what does a chiropodist treat?
Well, feet.
Is that your final answer?
Chiropodist. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, you're half right. The
Ankle?
hands and feet.
Hands and feet. Okay.
The hands and feet.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
You could have said half right, and I would have said the other half. You're so
Oh.
mean.
Sorry.
Okay.
Orange.
Orange.
I think
is
you'll get
sports
this
and
one.
leisure. Well, let's hope so.
What's the height of a basketball hoop?
Depends.
Does it?
No.
That's all they're saying. They're not specifying in which scenario, whether that's
The-
college or...
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change.
Okay.
The hoop is 10 feet.
Correct. 10 feet.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, I did not get all 6 right,
Nope.
but if you did, let me know.
Yeah.
Send
And
you
then-
a graduatory pop rocks from Offended Box. and
Right.
Probably a saucy note.
Probably. Yeah.
Bring the hot sauce. a little. How dare you?
Right.
I don't believe you. Call you a 2001 Space Odyssey nerd or something in it.
But hey, it would have earned them pop rocks, so I don't think they'll even mind being
Remember when
called a
nerd
nerd.
was an insult?
Yeah, now it's not. It's a
I know,
compliment
it's
now.
like, I know. How'd
It-
that
like-
happen?
It's language for you.
My goodness.
Uh-huh.
I know. Nerd. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not insulting anymore at all. Because now we live in the whole, like, then it became a thing like, yeah, well, the nerds are going to be your boss one day, so. And that turned out to be true. In some situations.
Okay, I take it back. It does hurt.
I mean,
You should just looked at me
That's
and been
what
like,
they
get
say.
wrecked, nerd. Okay, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
All right, oh, you know what it's time for? My favorite jingle.
JoJo's Boom Boom Book Review.
Yes.
Yes. Do it.
Okay. Kids' book for today is the book Good, Good Father for Little Ones. So you may potentially be familiar with the song Good, Good Father by Chris Tomlin. They actually turned it into a board book for little kids so that they can explore this whole idea, well, what does it mean for God to be like a good, good father? So this is a great one for kids because it's like a concept that it's easier for them to start understanding some of the characteristics of God. And this is like formatted in a way, you can get it for older kids too, but this is formatted in a way that like it's hardy. You can use this with little kids. So this is a great one I'd recommend for even like 2-year-olds or 1-year-olds. Good, Good Father for Little Ones is a great kids book. Nonfiction book recommendation. I loved this one. It's called Monique and the Mango Rains. It is the story of a lady, Chris Holloway, who went to Mali for 2 years with the Peace Corps, and she ended up working with this lady who was a midwife. This is Monique, and it was basically about the friendship that they ended up developing and how incredible Monique was, and it was so cool. Like, Chris realized, like, hey, I'm just here for a short period of time, but Monique is the one who'd, like, really, like, every day pouring out, like, love and service to her community, so it's just their story. It was, like, really inspiring and amazing. It's a great one. I'd recommend it for sure. Monique and the Mango Rains. And then, for fiction, I've been waiting to share this one with you guys because it's one of my absolute favorite books, The Hobbit.
Yay!
Yay! But listen, partly why I love it, this copy right here in particular is very special because it is the first book that my father ever gave to my brother and I when we were kids. And I remember when my sister was little, I read this out loud to her. It even has an inscription in here. It says, "To Joel and Johanna, as you enter your own age of adventure, mystery, and challenge." So my dad gave us this, and it really is a great read aloud book with kids or just reading it together as a family. It's just like adventure, and it's like not judging people who you don't know, who are different from you. Like, there's so many great concepts that could spark great conversation with families, and it's just a special one for our family, and great memories associated with this one. So I would definitely recommend The Hobbit. It's a classic, but it's really great for reading with kids or as a family one. And there's a lot of different copies you can get, but this is my favorite. So there you go. Books for today: The Hobbit, Monique and the Mango Rain, and Good, Good Father for Little Ones.
I didn't read The Hobbit until I was in my 30s.
Yeah, it's like all ages.
I loved it.
Yep. Such a good one.
That was
Yeah. I haven't
fantastic.
seen all the movies they made of it.
Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo
in the
Baggins
Shire.
in the Shire with Gandalf and the dwarves, and they go rescue the gold. I can't give stuff away, though, because if you haven't read it yet,
Jeez.
I'm not going to tell you anymore,
Yeah.
but you should read it.
I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
I didn't get into the Lord of the Rings.
It's all right.
I'm bad enough at geography as it is.
Oh,
if you
man.
have to learn a whole new geography to understand something, like when there's maps at the beginning you have to study, I was like, I'm not sure I can commit to
Yeah.
this.
It's not even the maps that throw me, it's the names.
Lot-
Tolkien went
lot
all
going
in on names for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, languages and stuff.
Yeah.
But
It's
The
intense.
Hobbit, I found to be extremely accessible.
Yeah, The Hobbit's a lot more, like that one is really a lot easier to understand and follow and track along with. There's not as many characters and it's not like spread over as long a period of time and stuff, yeah. That's why I literally, like that, I think that's the first book I ever read out loud to my sister. And she was probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something.
Did she ever learn to read for herself?
Eventually we got there.
That's good.
Yeah, she now can.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd just
It
be
was
so funny.
bonding sister
She's
time.
like, Johanna, can you read what this?
Yeah, that's why we live together so I can help her.
Yeah. That's horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, she can read.
She can read. I know.
Everyone in our family can.
Okay. Wow. Where did they do their
Yeah.
undergraduate work? I'm just kidding. No, I'm
yeah.
just being dumb.
Texas, actually, some of them.
Well, your dad did.
My dad and my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your brother? You had a brother?
Yeah.
Went to Texas? Mm-hmm. Where?
Laterno,
Laterno?
Longview.
Yeah. East Texas.
Longview, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only time I've ever been. Well, yeah. I went down when he was checking it out to visit with him.
We played Longview my junior year in high school in football. It's like a 3-hour drive from where we live. And we got there like 30 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
Got off the bus. It was 21-0 in the first 3 minutes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had a player who played for like 15 years in the NFL after that, and he was really good.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my memory
So you've got
of
some
Longview.
great memories of Longview.
Yeah, that was a beat down and a half.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
a book read. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Right on. Well, this is the day. Reminder, don't forget about January 1st. This is the day
Yes.
New Year's special.
Yep.
We'll be with you.
It's gonna be fun.
And all 4 hosts planning on being there.
Maybe some dogs.
Maybe a couple dogs.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. But we'll catch you tomorrow.